Hello, this is Michael of SAFO Gaming, and this is the start of our playthrough of Diablo 3. This isn't entirely a blind walkthrough because I've played it a little bit before, but never really got past the first act. So for the most part, this will be as new to me as it may or may not be to you. So start by making a character. I'm going to go with Monk since that's the only class I have any experience with. Make a male one because I'm a dude. And name it the same thing as the last character was called. Because you're not allowed the word suck in the title. And let's get right to it. Joseph sends a message saying, "Aren't you filming?"
The gods are in all things, and everywhere I see signs of change. The wind bears an unnatural chill, and my people grow uneasy. Now, fire burns the sky and scorches the vault of the heavens. I must carry out the will of the patriarchs. When they need to see, I am their eyes. Where they wish to strike, I am their fist. When they would ignite the light of truth, I am their torch. They have sent me to where the heavenly fire has fallen. My mind is clear. I will rid Tristram of the shambling corpses that have risen in the fire's wake.
So that's the end of our first cutscene, and we are straight into it.
I smell fear and death. The fallen star is near.
And the first thing you notice, dead bodies. That's going to happen a lot. There's one, but it's not staying dead, so let's kill it very quickly. It's not going to be the hardest of games at the beginning, apparently. Killing everything in a few hits doesn't make anything. You can multitask playing this game quite easily. And there's our first person to talk to.
The fallen star has upset the balance of this land. I seek it.
Now, this game came out more than 10 years after the prequel, so there's going to be some big graphical differences at least, but the main idea of the game is still the same. Just a dungeon crawler. And you don't, all you have to do is hit an enemy is click on them. Until you start getting extra moves later in the game where you can what's the words? Where you can use the number keys to use the extra abilities. Unless you have a gaming mouse where you can fit them all on the mouse, but I do not. So into the first town, and the first quest is to go into an inn. Which, unlike Diablo 2, they were all, everything was part of one map, all the houses, but in this house has its own instance.
You survived the fallen star.
I did, but it blasted my uncle Deckard Cain into the depths of the old cathedral. I tried to search for him, but the dead were already rising. I came back here to rally the militia, but watch out! The wounded are turning!
And now they're becoming zombies before they even have the goodwill to die.
My understanding grows.
And there's our first level. So when you gain a level, you can get a new skill. And our first new skill is an AoE attack, which is always good. And as I'm playing a monk, the monk is mainly a melee character and is quicker than the other melee character of the game, which is
The dead will
the
overwhelm us
barbarian,
all,
but instead
and
of having to build up
something's done.
his
I will
resource,
send
he
them
starts
back to
with
their
resource and it
graves.
has to
I will
recharge like a
save
mage's
them.
mana would.
Thank you. You should speak with Captain Rumford at the gate. He can tell you what to do.
And characteristic of a Diablo game, we're running back and forth all over the place just to do what people tell us. We're that kind of person.
Went out, only Rumford came back.
I will help you fight the risen dead.
Because I'm a good guy.
I admire your courage, but Captain Dalton and the militia were slaughtered by those things. Only I survived.
That will not be my fate.
Well, I have seen you fight. Strike at the wretched mothers and their queen. They're the ones vomiting out these horrors.
They're attacking the barricades!
So yeah, as I said earlier, you don't get much trouble with the standard mobs,
That's one of the wretched
and even
mothers.
some of
There are more
these
them in the ruins down
stronger
the road.
enemies don't do much damage, they just take more hits to kill. Monks tend to be... You don't necessarily need weapons for a monk because, as you can see, they're pretty good with just their hands. Insert "that's what she said" joke here if you wish. Zombies apparently aren't all for each other, aren't all for one and one for all, since I just killed one while his body finished eating. I just found out that move has some knockback, which is annoying for a melee character when the enemy is almost dead anyway. So the loot, I'm not getting much actual decent loot at the moment. Just a little bit of clothing. But as the game goes through, you'll have to pick your items that will give you the best stats or whatever. And obviously one stat is going to be better for a certain character than another stat will be. I don't think a barbarian would benefit much from any wisdom or intelligence or anything it may or may not be called in this game. Same way a mage might not be so good with strength. You can see how easy it is to kill enemies when one move just killed 3 enemies in one hit.
While exploring a cave with hopes of finding hidden treasure, I came upon a most grisly sight. A heap of dead bodies. Unbelievable.
And just,
As I was
I'm fighting
searching for any
zombies
items of
and...
value, they began to rise.
But they're not
must tell
called
them of
zombies,
this
of
and meet
course,
Tristram before
because
it's
that would be
late.
too generic. So some of them are called walking corpses, which is a zombie. You don't start with the map fully full up. As you can see at the top, you have to search the corners of the map on your own, which could make it annoying for anyone who wants to get through the game as quick as possible, but deal with it. I'll try and not make this as embarrassing as I can for myself playing it. I would like to look like I can actually play games,
Those wretched creatures are no more. The town
but
should
I
be
can't
safe
promise anything.
for now.
So we leveled up and got another new skill, which I'll have a look as soon as I've cleared the area. So it's an AoE skill, which I always prefer AoE skills, purely because it kills more enemies quicker, and neither of them affect how much resource I'll get from each attack, so I might as well use it. Just deal with all the mobs quicker.
Empty. Did those creatures steal the treasure?
lots of gold from these things. So in Diablo you won't always be fighting general monsters. Sometimes you'll find monsters that are stronger, that look just like the rest, but they will have more health and they will do more damage. And I'm going to cut off here and see you in part 2 of the walkthrough.